Hey, are you subscribed to my new channel, Feminine Strategy and Lifestyle? Subscribe now for one-of-a-kind content on femininity, leveling up, and dating. The link is in the description box. So in this video, I want to talk about the real reasons young black girls care so much when black boys don't want them. And I also want to talk about how we as black women can help to stop that, especially if you are a black mother to a black girl. And this is not to say that everything I say here is going to stop all black girls from getting online and crying about black boys who don't want them. That's totally unrealistic. Somebody's always going to say something, especially if the black boy is famous. But in my opinion, what I'm going to say here is the only way to get a critical mass of black girls to stop being so invested in what black boys are doing. And this video is going to be brutally honest. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow for many of you, but it needs to be said because I haven't heard anyone say this, and so I'm going to say it. So recently, LeBron James, his 15-year-old son named Bronny, he showcased his preference for non-black girls on TikTok. And as usual, a lot of young black girls got upset because there were no dark-skinned girls in his lineup. And this has been happening like every other week, it seems like, on TikTok, where black men and black boys are making videos about how they're attracted to non-black girls and not attracted to black girls. And even though Bronny didn't disparage black girls, a lot of them are on TikTok doing that. So it has a lot of young black girls feeling bad about themselves and feeling like they aren't good enough. And, we can tell them to get off TikTok, but it's a popular platform. All the kids are on there. They're not going to get off there. And so in response to the young black girls' response to Bronny, as always, I see a lot of adult black women talking about how embarrassed they are, right? They're so embarrassed that black girls are responding this way, and we need to stop begging black men to like us or forcing black men to like us. But at the same time, some of those very same black women, they don't want to do what it takes to get these black girls to stop caring and stop being so invested. And they want to keep participating in behavior that reinforces this fixation that black girls and women have on black men. And so that's really what I want to break down in this video. And to the people saying, oh, Bronny is only 15, it's a bad look, and black women shouldn't be responding this way, I agree, it is a bad look, But one, it's mostly girls his age responding. That's the first thing. And two, I don't see the black community sparing teenage black girls. I mean, weren't y'all calling R. Kelly's teenage victims fast, and the little teenage black girls that DJ Kid violated? Weren't y'all calling them fast and calling them little bed wenches? But in this situation, a 15-year-old black boy doesn't know any better. Do you guys see how a teenage boy in this community is innocent, but a teenage girl who gets with R. Kelly or with DJ Kid is a grown woman who knew what she was doing? Like, if y'all don't see the double standard in the black community at this point, you just don't want to. I mean, it's just so obvious, right? And also, why are we acting like we don't have the evidence that adult black men have a preference for light, bright, and white women? Why are we pretending that we don't know that it's extremely likely that Bronny's type is not going to change? He's just following the trend of what we see all the time with affluent black men. His preference, quote unquote preference, probably won't change. So let's stop pretending. Black people are so dishonest, and black women, you're delusional if you think that it's just black boys who are doing this. But anyway, a lot of black women aren't going to want to hear this. But the only way to get these black girls and women to stop embarrassing you, since you're so embarrassed, is to help decondition them to the best of your ability anyway. You need to help decondition them out of their black love, pro-black man only mentality. And the only way to do that is to get yourself out of that mentality as well. A lot of you don't want to hear this, and you don't agree with what I'm saying, but this is the only way. As long as we have a situation where most black women prefer black men and most black men are colorist and a large number of them prefer light, bright, and white women, as long as that imbalance is still there, you're going to keep getting embarrassed by the girls and the women who care and who want to partner with black men and black boys, okay? And black women, you can't have it both ways. You can't mule for black men and man stroke black men in front of black girls, in front of your daughters. You can't keep shaming other black women for dating non-black men and saying how you don't want a white man because of he's gonna fetishize you, and then tell black girls not to care when black boys date someone other than a black girl. You can't tie their hands to the black man and the black community, indirectly or directly, and then tell them not to care who black boys date. It doesn't work like that, black women. It doesn't. And I'm not fully blaming black women or black mothers. Mass media is responsible for a lot of this. They're responsible for pushing these pandering black men down our throats, and black men willingly participate in the pandering. And I talked about how black men help condition us to fight for this community, to fight for them and be loyal to them. I talked about that in my last couple of videos. So that has a lot to do with black girls' fixation on them as well. It's not just black women or black mothers, all right? But a lot of us black women who know better, we refuse to take that next step and do what's necessary to help these girls. And part of that is because we ourselves are still stuck on black men, and we still have hope for them, and we're stuck on the fence, and we're keeping our girls on the fence with us. And this is not something that a lot of black women want to be honest about. And because we're stuck on the fence, we start lying to black girls or giving them half solutions. We start saying things like, oh, well, focus on the black boys who want black girls, or we need to tell black girls to have high self-esteem and not look for validation from boys, or we need to teach black boys to start loving dark skin, or we need to teach black girls to be more unbothered by this. And while I agree with those things, I don't think black women are being 100% honest about everything it's going to take to get black girls to that point. If you want black girls to be unbothered, you're going to have to do something different. Okay? We have to neutralize black girls when it comes to black boys and men, and actively teach them that they are not the only option. We need to teach them that until it actually sticks. Okay? And I see a lot of black girls who date out. You know, a lot of young black girls are exercising their options. I see a lot of teenage black girls exercising their options. So, you know, a lot of black girls are getting the memo, no doubt, but not enough of them, if you ask me, if you know, we're making so much noise to where we see all over that black girls are complaining about Bronny and his preference for white girls and mixed girls. And, you know, we are up against a lot when trying to reprogram black girls. We're up against the media machine that tells us, you know, black love only, even though that's changing. Thank goodness, right? Thank goodness. But we're still getting a lot of mixed messages, especially from the black community, okay? We're up against a community who, even though it's colorist and supports black men and black boys dating whoever they want, at the same time, they're telling us that we have to stay and fight and mule for them as dark-skinned women and girls. And if we don't, and we go elsewhere, we're traitors and we're agents and we're bedwenches. So it's hard to teach black girls something different and have it stick, really stick to them. But some of it, ladies, we can control, because a lot of black girls are emulating black women's behavior. And we can change that once we know better. But a lot of us refuse to do that because we're either holding out hope for black men or trying to change black men and boys. And to the women who say the solution is to teach black boys to love dark-skinned girls, listen, I agree that black women with black sons, you know, black mothers should do that. You should absolutely teach your black children to love their blackness, right? And love blackness and black people. But are you paying attention, black women? Every time black women try to get black boys to see the beauty in black girls, they're shamed for it. Look at what they're saying, even in this situation. Oh, you grown women should be ashamed of yourselves. You're trying to police a 15-year-old boy. We're told that we're forcing them to like black girls. We're told that they're allowed to have a quote-unquote preference. We're told that not everyone's going to like dark-skinned women. Or we're being told that because, you know, some black boys like Bronny grow up in all white environments, that's why they don't like black girls, which is what they said about Dwayne Wade's son, Ricky Smiley's son, and now LeBron's son. And this goes back to what I said about how black men and boys according to the black community, they do everything because they're brainwashed, right? And because of their environment. It's always racism and white supremacy. That is their reason for all of what they do, right? But black girls and black women and our choices, oh, it's because we're innately messed up. It's because we're inherently colorist or evil. You know, we can't blame our choices on our environment and how we were raised. But black boys can do that all day. And I guarantee if LeBron's son didn't have his father around, it would be his mama's fault. Do you see how when the father is in the picture, it's not his fault, but it's his environment? Do you guys see what's going on? You gotta recognize the games that they're playing on you black women. I mean, it's insane how a lot of black women don't see the hypocrisy here. But we see that us trying to change their preference doesn't work. For the most part, it doesn't work. So that's my point here. And it doesn't work for a multitude of reasons. Whatever the reasons are, the media, the environment, whatever the reasons, it doesn't work, black women. Okay? And even though I think black mothers should teach their sons to love black girls, some of them already do that, y'all. Some of them already do that, and they still end up with a preference for light, bright, and white women. There was a black mother in my comment section not too long ago. I don't remember the video it was under, but she was saying how she tried to raise her son to appreciate the beauty of dark-skinned black women, but he still ended up being more attracted to non-black women. And that's not the first time I've seen one of my subscribers say that. So you do have black mothers out here trying to do that. And even when they try to raise their sons to love dark-skinned women or dark-skinned girls, it doesn't stick. You know, they're up against a lot of opposition, you guys. They're up against a colorist media machine that promotes black men with non-black women, puts light bright women and white women on a pedestal. They're up against a colorist community that elevates light skin. They're up against certain environments, as they say, that black boys are raised in. They're up against black men publicly reinforcing colorism and their bias against dark-skinned women. They're up against black men who openly encourage other black men to date non-black women and encourage their sons to date non-black girls. They're up against black men who shame black mothers who, you know, try to get their sons to like black girls. Y'all see how they treated Gabrielle Union when she said she was trying to teach Dwayne's son to like black girls. She was told to stop forcing her sons to like black girls. So you guys are saying that, oh, you know, black mothers need to do better with their sons and they need to teach their sons to like black girls. But when black mothers try to do it, look how you treat them. You shame them for it. So with all of that working against black mothers who are raising black boys, why hasn't it occurred to black women and black mothers that maybe we should teach black girls something different and not black boys? You know, I'm not saying that you can't teach black boys, but how about we start teaching the girls something different and stop limiting them to black boys only or black men only, okay? Listen, nobody is on our side here, so we have to start thinking differently. We have to start thinking more strategically. And I think black women really need to start having an honest conversation about how some of our behavior, our muling and our man-stroking black men, is influencing young black girls, along with the media, influencing our daughters, you know. The solution is not only to focus on black boys who want black girls. It doesn't stop there. The solution is not only to teach black girls to have high self-esteem and not want validation. The solution is not only to unplug from social media. The solution is not only to teach black boys to love black girls. Maybe, just maybe, we should stop muling and man-stroking black men in front of young black girls. Maybe we should stop force-feeding them this pro-black talk or correcting it when the community tries to force it on them. Just like we did with those ridiculous Princess Warrior paintings, which I think we made ourselves pretty clear on that, by the way. Black women, good job, good job. But maybe we should start doing that more often. Maybe we should start teaching black girls to stop being so fixated on black boys only. Maybe we should encourage them to be more open to dating boys of other races. And no, not every non-black man or black boy is going to want a black woman or girl. But as Ralph Richard Banks said, and he showed through an actual study, there are more non-black men interested in black women than the entire population of black women, which makes sense because, you know, we're a minority in this country and together they outnumber us. Together, non-black men outnumber us. So, we have options, black women. Your girls have options, black women have options. Stop acting like you don't have options. You got to stop telling black girls that non-black boys or black men aren't going to want them, and stop, scaring them, with everything. And yeah, make them aware of racism and colorism and all this stuff. You need to get out of this mindset and get your girls out of this mindset too. There's no way around it. There's no other solution. And I hear some of black women, we say it, but we don't say it. No, we need to say it. We need to explicitly state to our girls and to young black girls what I'm stating here. Stop beating around the bush and just say it. It's time to get on code and set a better example for black girls and do what it's going to take to stop them and yourselves for being so obsessed with black men and black pain. And this is not to say we should move our obsession and fixation on other race men. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I know y'all get stupid with it. You say, oh, you're saying stop obsess over black men and start obsessing over white men. How is that any different? That's not what I said, and you know it. Stop being willfully obtuse. You're not stupid. You're not dumb. Okay? We need to become neutral and keep our girls neutral when it comes to how they view men. Stop deifying black men. Stop putting them on a pedestal they don't deserve to be on. And black women, we do this directly and indirectly, and we need to stop it. And I didn't understand this when first coming online, but I understand it now. Okay? We need to counter what everyone else is indoctrinating black girls and black women with as much as we can, to the best of our ability. And because they're doing it inside and outside of the community, right? But the way we do that is to support platforms like mine, channels like mine, burn the cape, and stop supporting these men or outraging every time something happens to them, or publicly shaming black women for dating out, or publicly shaming our interracial promotion. All of that contributes to why these girls are fixated on black boys. You can't blindly outrage for them and cape for them, blindly cape for them, and then get mad, when your black girls care about who they date. No, I mean, it all goes hand in hand. You can't do that. You gotta stop that. You have to stop. You can't tell black girls to get over this stuff if you're keeping their hands tied, black women, or you're sending them mixed messages. Do your part. Share this video and my other videos to young black girls so they can snap out of it. And black women, another thing is, we have to be realistic and let go of these Wakanda black love fantasies, because it's not realistic for a lot of black women. Some of us are going to find black love. Some of us won't. Okay. And especially if you want to be hypergamous, a lot of us who want to be hypergamous, you might have to date out. That's just what it is. Okay. You might have to date out to find a man who makes equal or greater than you. And you need to find peace with that, and find peace with black men and boys dating non-black women, even if it's your sons, as hard as that may be. Because again, the truth is that most black mothers, you can't tackle this machine that you're up against on your own, especially if you have your black son in a predominantly white environment. That I do agree with the men on. And if you're a childless woman that wants kids and you want to be hypergamous and partner with the black man, but you feel some type of way about your black son dating out, you might want to reconsider having kids with a black man. Tough decision, but if you're going to have an issue with that, you might not want to have kids with a black man, or you might want to work through that before you have children. Work through that and let it go. Know that it's a possibility that if you raise your kid in a nice area, he might end up liking a little white girl. He might bring a little white girl home. Are you willing to deal with that? And if not, maybe you don't want to have a kid by a black man. These are the type of things black women need to think about before you go making permanent life decisions. You need to know what you can and cannot tolerate and what you can and cannot control. Okay? You can't control black men and black boys, especially you don't have anybody helping you with that. You don't have black men helping you with that. You can't do it by yourself. So after you think all this out and you sleep on it for a little while, take your time. And if you come to the conclusion that divestment is the only answer, then divest. Okay? Burn the cape. Throw up the deuces and live your best life. You don't owe this community anything as a black woman, as a dark-skinned black woman. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your womb. And that's just the truth. So you got to put yourself first, ladies, and put your girls first. Put black girls first, too, because you're out here sending them mixed messages. And it's no wonder why they're confused. Okay? So be mad, whatever. Go off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm done here. I'll catch up with you in the next video.